the music. Time to dance.
Hello and welcome to another episode of DropPod. I am your host, Austin Pfhorbear Ford, and joining me again, because he's just the coolest cat around town, guys, it is Arsel, aka SoulBlazerz. Soul, how are you doing today, my dude?
I'm doing good. I'm doing much better than I was last time we recorded, so excited for this one.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad to hear it. I realized that I wasn't exactly, sensitive to the fact that you didn't feel great last time, so I apologize.
No worries.
Man, we have so much news to jump into today.
It's crazy.
We're just gonna talk about it. So, what we're talking about, for those not in the know, 343 just hosted a stream today, going over all of the season 2 content, some of the things that they wanted to establish as far as goals for the season moving forward, as well as, some kind of high level, here's what to expect, some interesting teases. So we're gonna kind of jump into it really quickly. So the first thing on the docket is honestly something that's incredibly exciting to me. I'm interested to see if it has any effect as early as next week for like esports stuff, because of the way they've been handling esports stuff.
Yeah.
But player outlines are going to get that opacity meter, the line, the thickness of the lines and things like that. The cool thing that they touched on during the stream, though, is that you can completely turn that all the way down to 0 and completely eliminate the player outlines.
Yeah, which was something we didn't think was happening right away. They mentioned that they want to give the option to remove them, but they didn't imply that you couldn't. Yeah, maybe they worked it out from now until then, saying, hey, we could just make it 0.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, someone figured out the math on the slider, I guess. So I love it. I love to see it. I think it'll make things super interesting in, like I said, in competitive modes. No more, seeing players in hard to see corners. Just slap on the coding that matches your team color for that game. You're good to go.
And even like disregarding what it is, it was a great way to open up the stream, because it's like, hey, here's a quick example of the kind of stuff we're working on, like just so you know right
opening
away.
The stream with good news. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
So Staten sat down with Brian Gerard and talked about a bunch of stuff. It was largely a rehash on a bunch of things, kind of going over what was talked about in the blog post that went up last week. Really, the biggest thing that I kind of wanted to touch on here with you, Soul, was some of the quality of life things that they mentioned specifically. Things like the anti-cheat needing to be dug into a little bit, giving players a way to report bugs and desync problems with the game, really. They didn't specifically say it, but I have to imagine that player reporting is another item on that list. That is, kind of high up on that priority list. I think that this is a very big deal. This is kind of a part of their DropPod game updates that they're going to be bringing, targeting every month. They said that they probably won't have one every month right at the beginning of Season 2, but by the end of Season 2, you should see that on a monthly cadence. Also, just love the name DropPods. Definitely got lucky with that one.
It sounds kind of familiar, huh?
Yeah. I don't know where I've heard it before. But yeah, what are you thinking about some of the quality of life stuff that they specifically pointed out?
I really liked how they made it clear that this was their, other than priority 0, their primary priority for the season. Totally. Which was, listen, we know there's a lot of, because the words they kept using was, we want to fix what players are dealing with now, rather than what they're dealing with 3 months from now. Right? So issues with desync, that's an issue happening right now. Issues with anti-cheat, that's happening right now. And the way they talked about it was just really kind of refreshing, because if the purpose of this season can be to kind of like hammer out all these problems people have with the game and kind of make the core experience even better, then it's only going to be like a really good thing for the game going forward.
Yeah, like to kind of get caught up with whatever, if you want to call it like technical debt or whatever that might be going on with the game right now. I think this is a great opportunity for them to take this long season, like they explained, and really hammer in a lot of the things that are keeping them, that are preventing them from being able to deliver on content quicker, so that, Season 3 rolls around, it is only 3 months long. I think that's fantastic.
Yep. And speaking of, they mentioned in this blog post again, where it's like, yes, we know our initial goal was 3 months, and we know it sucks. In fact, right away, they're like, we're not happy with this blog post. With the roadmap.
Well, and they,
right? That's one of the first lines they did right away, and it was kind of humbling, right? And right away, it's like, oh, it turns out 343 does know that there are problems. Who'd have thought, right? But they're focusing on making this season to try and like get their priorities in order, try and get their telemetry in order, their internal quality of life tools in order, so that just doesn't happen again. Hopefully it doesn't. We'll see, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of Halo Infinite right now is kind of a wait-and-see approach, but a lot of what they're promising makes me feel incredibly confident. Also, like, Joseph Staten could tell me anything. He could tell me that I have cancer, and I'd be like, cool, man. That's all right. Anyway, guys, the next kind of item we are trying to bullet list this down really quickly for you guys, just so that we can get it out fast. But Forge, calling it an open beta, kind of what that means for them. They're calling it an open beta, but it is the full Forge feature set at launch. Nothing is being stripped out of it. Nothing is, being held back. Some of the leaks, I love that they also mentioned the leaks that have been going around for a few months now. Some of the leaks that we've seen with like the blueprint style, like the Unreal Engine blueprint style scripting and programming really that exists in Forge, that stuff will be there on day one when they launch this, hopefully targeting September. Super cool. It was great to get that reassurance that we're calling it an open beta. Really, it's a PTR, public test realm for those unaware, but a PTR for Forge. I'm stoked about Forge, and they said that this was a way for them to circumvent a content light season by giving us Forge so that we can build our own content.
And that was a running theme of this stream, if you didn't watch it, was them constantly saying, we know we need to do better. We know we need to do better.
It was great to hear them fully accept responsibility for everything. But we got to kind of get a first look at the intro cinematic for Season 2's narrative events. It looks super cool. One of my favorite things, getting to see our Spartan in these cutscenes. Like Halo, like classic Halo style. Halo Reach style.
And wasn't in the cutscene they showed, they stopped and they're like, by the way, that's your Spartan. I was like, oh, I didn't even realize.
I didn't either. He kind of came out of nowhere also. He was just there all of a sudden.
We don't know yet if it's going to be actual gameplay, specific events, like this mode or PvE or something. I'm thinking someone mentioned it. I feel like this might be it. This might be that the event ties into the mode. Like Last Spartan Standing might tie into this narrative mode.
It kind of seems like we're getting some weird hints pointing at a Didact return. But I'm not going to hold my breath about it. I'm not going to hold my breath about it. The cloud in the teaser image for Season 2 looks like the Didact's phase. I'd be super down for that. So
I'd be insanely hyped.
Yeah. The last couple of things that we're going to hit on really quickly are the Battle Pass stuff. A free core with the fiction, the canon armor core is going to be free to all players. You would assume that the other Fracture core that we're getting this season, the steampunk one, is also going to be free. That's super cool. Free players that aren't paying for the Battle Pass are getting more content.
I do know it's significantly more actual unlocks.
Yeah, it's 60% is what they're saying.
Consumables.
Yeah.
That was for the free, I think 60% more free unlocks in this Battle Pass. One thing to mention though regarding the Battle Pass is you can only switch between Battle Passes if you've purchased them. So if you're a free only player, and when Season 2 rolls around, you can no longer work on Season 1's Battle Pass. Unless you purchase it, in which case your progress is still there, it's still saved, you can still go through it.
Guys, the coolest thing that we got today, though, and we'll try not to, bog down on it too much, because we obviously don't know anything. We got a teaser, rather, for something called Lux Volupsa. Very interesting. I'm going to give my hot take, Soul. I know I normally throw to you first for your opinion on it.
No, go for it.
Hot take time, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for this? I think that this is a teaser for Certain Affinities mode. Here's the thing. It is nothing that we've seen from Halo Infinite's marketing at all. The closest thing that we've seen to this was the original teaser for the Banished being the confirmed enemies back in 2020, May of 2020.
Yeah.
And even this doesn't match that style at all. This... the CG that's used for this trailer seems like it is not something that is being made by someone that normally works on Halo Infinite's CG.
Oh,
this
that's a good
seems
point.
like something that is being made by a completely different team. And it could just be an ARG that's kind of tied to Season 2 stuff. I think that this is going to be an ARG that leads into their Battle Royale. I think that they're taking a lot of learnings from things like Warzone and the way that they tease their Battle Royale, even the way that Fortnite teases their stuff. I think that this screams Halo Infinite, Certain Affinities Battle Royale-esque mode that we will probably be seeing in the next year.
I mean, it definitely makes sense. My first response when I saw it, also, I was looking at another monitor, and then, it's loud, and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I look back, I'm like, man, is an ad playing? What is happening here?
I thought the same thing.
And I heard Jordan Haley, and I'm like, wait, no, this is Halo. What the heck? And then the video starts, and it's the same pre-recorded video, so they were completely unresponsive to what we just saw. And all the chat's like, what was that? What happened? But in terms of what I think it is... Sorry, yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, in terms of what I think it is. So my initial response was that, it's something to do with Season 2 because of that AI chip in the back, maybe something being hacked, right? But then I listen to more opinions like yours and takes online, and Jason's Satan's image on Twitter, the picture of it literally has the word 100 on it, like the thumbnail of the video. So then, yeah, I'm kind of leaning more towards just being a hint towards the CA's mode.
So I was torn on the 100 thing. That is a great call out, Soul, because obviously, like, the whole thing is about something being hacked, and it's the Lux Volupsa thing. I looked into what those two words differently mean. Lux does have a meaning in the Halo universe, is like their nuclear defense array. And then the Volupsa is an old poem that has to do with war. Very interesting. Definitely recommend a deep dive on Wikipedia. I might even throw a link down in the description for everybody. The 100 thing at the end stands out to me, and probably to you for the same reason, because it hangs there. Typically, a percentage gets to 100 and it's done. Transfer complete,
Yep.
no problem.
Yep.
That 100 lingered for so long. I was like, you've got to be joking. This is it, baby. Like, they're finally doing it. Again, like, I'm not a big BR guy. I'll check it out, but I'm not planning on, spending weeks at a time in the thing. It's still exciting. I love Halo teasers, man.
God, there's so many theories already, and it's been maybe like an hour since it came out. In fact, we should probably try and do a deep dive of like each frame and see if we can put things together.
I spent a good 15 minutes just looking at the image that Joe Staten put up, because he put up a 4K image. I was like, oh, something's hidden in here, man. Something's got to be. Where is it? What is it? Like, I gotta.
A part of me almost wished he didn't acknowledge it until like a week later or something.
I know.
And people are like, what was this?
It would have been so good. I did see a few things online where people like were legitimately caught off guard and didn't think that it was actually a part of the stream.
Yep.
I think that if you've been playing Halo long enough, if you've been, old enough to remember like I Love Bees and things like that, obviously that's totally a Halo thing.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like for younger fans, people that are even just mildly interested in watching the stream, it does happen so chaotically. It does happen so quickly that like I could totally see it being like, was that an ad? Like you said, like, was that
and it
an
comes
ad?
and
Was
goes.
that
No one
intentional?
responds to it.
Yeah.
Right.
And like the only hint that they know what's happening on stream is when the pre-recorded video ends, you can hear people in the studio laughing. Probably because they're freaking out, like
catch that.
because of the Twitch and YouTube stream chats were freaking out about it. They were probably laughing their asses off at that. But guys, we're not going to keep you any longer. I know we really wanted to get this out for you guys. Soul, where can people find you online? And if you have any last closing thoughts, please feel free to drop them.
Yep. Closing thoughts wise, the stream was slow. It was
Methodical.
That's the word, literally. The exact word I was looking for. It was methodical. It was humble. And it's not what everyone wanted. It's not what 343 wanted. But at the end of the day, hey, they talked a lot about Season 2, and it's coming out like in a week, less than a week now. I'm pretty excited to go into it. And even Season 2 starts off with an event right away. Yep. Right away, there's another event to unlock things. So I'm pretty excited, I guess is what I'd say. In terms of where you can find me, right over here on XboxEra for the most part. I'm on the You Have Me at Halo podcast. We'll be on today's Wednesday in a couple days to discuss this in more detail and the things we missed here with the rest of the team, and also the 6th episode of the Halo TV show.
Yes, sir. Well, Soul, thank you so much for hopping on and joining me, man. I appreciate the short notice.
Thanks for having me, man.
Answering the call, the call of duty, as they might say. Guys, you know me, you love me, you love to stalk me. You can do that wherever you like to. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, whatever. Pfhorbear, Pfhorbear. That is Pfhorbear, Pfhorbear. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure you subscribe. Go check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/XboxEra for a bunch of cool exclusive content. If you resub this month, you get a sticker with the DropPod logo on it, so you're gonna want to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time.
Thank you.
We'll see you later.